people who are as good as you are, then I don't know how you're gonna be able to survive. So yeah, it's got to be fun.
So Tom, you got to be around the team for 4 years and see some really just high level athletes at their best. And could you just take us through some of the things that separate them from other talented players?
Yeah, I think, I think like within elite and great, within those words, I think there's a lot of different levels. I don't know exactly how many, but I think there's a lot of levels. And it's kind of one thing to observe them occasionally, observe those people occasionally, or to see them, to see a game, to see another game a month later. But it's another thing when you get to be with them day in and day out over 4 years, and it demystifies it quite a bit. And I'm sure you guys have seen this on the beach too, because you guys are at an elite level and you're competing against other elite competitors. You start to see the daily habits that make this person a little bit better than that person, or this person a little bit better than that person. And it's not so much just comparison, it's like learning opportunities. And you just start to see the consistency this person treats the rehab versus this person. You see the consistency this person gets extra reps versus that person, the consistency of how this person responds to mistakes or failure versus this person, and then all the growth that occurs. But like I said, it demystifies it, and that's one of the things I'm most grateful for, is being able to observe that and see the development that happens as a result of it. And it's really cool to see that and be like, okay, I can apply those habits to me, whatever it is that I'm doing or trying to be great at.
I'm curious, Tom, when you play the high-level teams like that on a consistent basis, what kind of team habits did you observe that maybe separated the U.S. from a team that was similar in skill?
Well, I think consistency of preparation. I mean, I can't think of a game, and I'm sure there was one, but I really can't think of a game where I thought the girls were really taking it lightly, or a warm up where I didn't think they were going 100%. I mean, they did a great job of warming up to play, not playing to warm up. There's just the consistency. That's where a lot of what they do. There's no magic to it. There's no magic in taking care of your recovery. There's no magic in getting a workout in after a 7 p.m. match because you didn't get as much playing time as you thought you would. There's no magic to watching film after every single time you play and being really clear about what you want to work on. There's no magic to having that extra conversation with your teammate, but they just do it again and again and again, not just sometimes. And my guess would be most teams would fall into the sometimes category. And that's just, that'll get you good, but not great. I mean, great people do the right thing just over and over and over again. And that's what I saw.
So how often are the best players working on fundamentals? And I know you work with the setters, so I think the assumption would be you're working with the elite setters, the best in the world. You've got to be working on these crazy advanced skills, things we've never heard of.
I think the best players treat the fundamentals really seriously, but I almost feel like, I don't know, I could be wrong, but I feel like you're trying to get to this highest level so bad, and you're working, and you kind of have this notion in your head, man, when I get to the highest level, the fundamentals will disappear, and it'll just be all this really cool, fun stuff all the time. And there's almost like this moment when they do get to that level that it's almost deflating a little bit. Like, really, like this fundamental skills that I gotta focus on. And I feel like it's not that way for everyone, but for a lot of them, I think a lot of people are expecting this holy grail moment. Like, okay, now the game is totally different, and this is the focus. And you kind of had to. You're in the secret club that no one else can understand, but. Once you get past that, you do understand you can never ignore the fundamentals. You can never get too good at the fundamentals. It's always trying to develop that next little wrinkle, that next little nuance from that simple concept, and just working. And a lot of players got really, really good at understanding that to the point where I'm mastering this. I'm making some mistakes, but it's going to pay off. And you know what? As soon as I master this, it's on to the next thing. There's going to be something else. It never ends. And that was really cool to see. And we're talking about really simple stuff. I mean, I told a lot of people I can explain USA setting in 2 minutes. It's not complicated. The challenge is in mastering it and actually being able to do it, 9 out of 10 times in the moment under pressure. And that takes just a ton of work and a ton of study and a ton of self-awareness. So, how does this key apply to me? How does this work apply to me? How do I figure this out exactly? And that's been a really cool process too, because I'm definitely their coach, but at some point I kind of have to be their partner in it, and we're in it together trying to figure it out. And I learn a lot observing how they discover their own path.